na sporting directors na decide say I was say omunya a left center back e wo Barcelona bobuku ni. Sa wo check last season Inigo Martinez as a left center back perform very well at the Barcelona bobuku no. Enti me nya the best out of Pau Kubasi because Pau Kubasi prefer the right center back role. As it stands now, Barcelona on left center back role akwa be issue e di amomo. Enti hu be hia say Barca be ko dwama so normal hwe so betimenya a left center back e de naba. Eno na wo the story aba say Barcelona mpanyimfo na ekọ Germany. Na Germany no omoko no e 2 players anom pese omukunya more details about them. Sa 2 players no baako e Upamecano. Ana de otoso e Nico Slotterbeck a wo si akande ma Borussia Dortmund. Sa 2 players we ana Barcelona mpanyimfo ekọ Germany omoko akope details about them. Abranti friend say Upamecano a contract with Bayern e be wiye. Ebewu nyame ya aduma 2026 after the season. Bayern for air try there was so mu ye bia. So mbetime renew the contract of Upamecano. E dey amatim your friend say Bayern. Abranti any demands no up to date. Omuntimi ne Bayern for enrich agreement. I say after the season so mentimi enrich agreement obetima ko as a free agent. So kwa as a free agent team bia obefa Upamecano bia no. E was so man signing on fee. No asama ne salary e was. On the part of Nico Slotterbeck, ne contract EU 2027. Or demanded 10 million euros from Borussia Dortmund say so be renewing a contract with Borussia Dortmund or no Slotterbeck no e was a team a friend say Dortmund eman 10 million euros a year. Dortmund for who say says can was soro. Enti Abranti number from up to date. Abranti friend say Slotterbeck and a Dortmund so nkomo no omuntimi nko endi ndu akiri. And Abranti decide say so mentimi enrich agreement by 2027. Ono Nico Slotterbeck no on renew biem emfa ma team e friend say eye Borussia Dortmund e ka ho bi ana Barcelona for say ene sadia Sabrante friend say Nico Slotterbeck say on renew na next season the contract beka 1 year na Upamecano so say on renew no betima ba free agent aden ye hwe sa 2 players no de obetima be boa Barcelona e the left center back role so ken oye Barcelona ni a question is simple Slotterbeck ni Upamecano ni ye ma opportunity a hwan ana obeyi no Ken Upamecano season we or perform very well. Ne form na peke. Na nsempo kra no oye story bi e ma mete sen about Mbappe e bo Upamecano abaso say Upamecano form no e wo soro a e wo se obi ahwa Abranti nie. And obi a watche ne nansen na hu say ne form na timi improve pay yi. By Ken. No disrespect to Upamecano. Say opportunity wo ho na Barcelona betime yi mu ba ko a. Memefa Nico Slotterbeck. Mefa Nico Slotterbeck ahead of Upamecano. And my reasons are very simple. The Edikan. About the left center back rule. Say a row back. Quote is no and why you didn't the teams. Because left center backs from Maba say no quote is near defenders are. Betima carry ball. Omo comfortable on the ball. Skills also. Say oppress you mumpokra or mun lose ball because among the center backs they are mostly quote is more a crab ball no a progressive ball no. And you will be operating as a left center back role. And it is a what I recently crana kwa Real Madrid buku no. Eba omo left a defensive setup na. Among omo center pair no they are crab ball to me progressive kesiye pa no. Eya Branty friends in house. And it is a what I Barcelona. Coach per center back will be very comfortable in terms of the center back, the left center back crew. And between Upamecano and Abranti friend say Nico Slotterbeck, without statistics, eye tester, dear or comfortable on the ball to me, Abranti friend say Nico Slotterbeck. Or your players now oppress your man. Then some be mistakes as compared to Abranti friend say Upamecano. Ne ball carrying ability was so. Me no me anu nim say. Adia ba kwa Barcelona fans ne tie criticize kese pani say omo highline no opponent ABT highline na recovery rate from omo defenders no e wo form players no recovery rate no wo form enti on be here center back and say defender say opponent ni BT highline ni pokra na ni recovery rate no wo soro enken say o kwacha chemistries na in terms of recoveries between Upamecano and Abranti Francis Slotterbeck no the ultimate recover kese owo pace owo power to recover obetima sabeje ball no Abranti Francis Nico Slotterbeck. So to me say we check Upamecano and Nico Slotterbeck no kre Upamecano wo form a perform very well by metima ka say Nico Slotterbeck no an opportunity wo ho a Barcelona betimi af, and let's not forget say who negotiate with Borussia Dortmund a ombeji omusika bombeton e di amount and Abrante no so beka na 1 year also on renew, so Barcelona betimi tueska any suru bebre so omba kofa Abrante friend say Nico Schlotterbeck. So between these two kin ubusame di ameko e di ama Abrante friend say Nico Schlotterbeck. Me movie on ma menko World Cup qualifiers matches ni mu bi. Enra minya adaje hwe Croatia game mo win 3-1. Me no ka say Croatia qualify e di FIFA World Cup. Anya me adoma 2026 ewo US, Mexico, and Canada ibehu Croatia ewo ho. Officially, Croatia for aba be the third country ama qualify with Europe alongside France and England. Official teams and other countries ama qualify from Europe no. Croatia group no about 7 games we winning 6 and we draw 1. Or say 23 goals and we concede 2 with 19 points to qualify. Ben no we winning 3-1 ni wie no. Nipa ye bo ni din a 40-year-old Luka Modric and obi e bo ni din after saying no Croatia for a qualify no. Croatia qualify no attention ni nyina ko 40-year-old Luka Modric so. Ken Adia Luka Modric aye with Croatia national team no. Untimi overlooki. Mejitum se Croatia for who stars. Croatia for who top players. By Luka Modric. They were here with Croatia national team no. Adia ba kwa e was ye kan ho ase. Luka Modric be real Croatia national team that was in 2006. And was say see a friend on national team. In 2006, Luka Modric be PM Croatia national team. Obe 2 senior players be to say Niko Kovac. Obe 2 Igor Tudor mo ho. Omna na no me senior players at that time. Na Luka Modric akra na oba. Ana kakra. In 2016 in penyimfo mo Croatia, the captain amba ne ma Luka Modric ne ken. From 2016 ebesine. Se o check Luka Modric ni influence o Croatia national team. Ni leadership skills are or the ama Croatia for how are we leading Croatia for on the pitch and off the pitch. Wabwa Croatia for national team. I'm do some penso. In the history of Croatia national team, about FIFA World Cup, that time on my year power was France 1998. Our mukodi third. Mario Stanic, Boban, Sukamo. Na Croatia for unko World Cup, obeka so my year pa by 1998. Benye generation a di omukodi third na ye hu bi wo Croatia by Luka Modric be take you over be ye leader the man Croatia national team no ade na Suka mo koye in 1998 no Luka Modric lead Croatia for edi twemu abro mo ko 2018 World Cup ema omukodi second ema wiase nyina ye nkofo dodo na wanwa say ye kwa World Cup a countries akese wo ho Argentina the stars eba Brazil the stars eba Belgium nya golden generation England team no wo form by ye bo wie ye no ni ebenya France ni Croatia o mako final. Yebenya Croatia team in 2018 World Cup for Russia. No more group alongside Argentina. Na Argentina kura wiase nyina stars with Messi, Aguero, omukra Dybala, Higuain. By Croatia for sure omu top is our group no. Na e Luka Modric na lead this Croatia team no. Koya eliminate obi to say Denmark. The host nation Russia. Eliminate team a friend say England and omo call final. Eventually France 4G. Enti ade aso kamo ye in 1998 and Croatia for who be that say yakwa World Cup akwa ko di third no. Luka Modric lead Croatia for the di second e FIFA World Cup. The next edition wan kasa wo ko bi in 2022. After so mu di second no osade mu ko di third e FIFA World Cup. Enti say wo check Luka Modric if it is so be captain Croatia national team the king especially about World Cup. An achievement and record any idea will lead the Croatian national team no untimi overlooki placing second third with chasad yesu kam be ye ni nyina no and at the age of 40 years kin enra na wo hwe Luka Modric with the 40 years as a midfielder o lead o inspire young guys no and o say dictate game no unim say o ma qualify for 2026 World Cup no we the 10th major tournament Luka Modric did Croatia eko the 10th major tournament of the Omoko. And the funny thing, Ninye say, Enra, Oshomo line up, na Luka Modric is akai, na Perez is akai. Cannot combine these two players with age 76 years. Luka Modric and Perez chomu age 76 years. And sa two senior players we lead Croatia Omoko 2026 World Cup. I believe say in the history of Croatian football, player bien no wasro esen abrante fense Luka Modric not even Suka He's the greatest Croatian player ever. For me, Abrante friend say Luka Modric who deserve a lot of credit. Germany HA2 against Luxembourg. Na ehun be hia say Germany be win this game win. Because o check your group na Slovakia for so ehye. Enti se wa check Germany ni Slovakia say so mu nyina wo 12 points. Nyame ya adoma Monday. And ye be hu hwan na be qualify. And some Monday no Germany ni Slovakia na bebo. So any game na Germany foko win ye no. Na very important for Germany say on be win this game we no metimi catch up with Slovakia national team no. Obi o hwe game ni bia na ken. Na tough for the German national team. And for say Germany winning you know. Born no Germany boy no. Ade ba ko ye nim Germany ye say okwa Argentina national team omo deal with more of individualism. Brazil omo depend on stars. By the bia ye tournament bia ye kase German national team die. Omo bobo as a team because omo per collective play no more. By enra ye hu ne sa. Ade aboa Germany pa ye say the individual brilliance and necessary nyoma nyina de ma Germany. E go to a timer. Na Luxembourg for neighbor 4 at the back. Wa park 5 midfielders. And we just one striker e we nim ho. Name why den e de ama Pavlovic, Leon Goretzka, Serge Gnabry mu say on betima break Luxembourg a team no. E take 2 players. Some best sanyoma e de ama team e friend say e German national team. Bako e Nick Voltamade. And a branch friend say Leroy Sané. 2 players win a king. Almost the same game no e de ma German national team. Mekai pass at the timer. Julian Nagelsmann call up no our friend Leroy Sané. Senior pundit our Germany. Omo legends kasa say abrante friend say Leroy Sané na ni so friend no. By coach ne ka say onim ne dada eno nim di obetima ye. Ano friend no. Eno game ne go to a time na Germany be hin obi a obeje ball. Obetima beat Luxembourg 4 players in terms of 1v1 situation. Obetime crabbo no a progressive no a draw players around him na create space no wetime a create chances no ediama German national team and then Leroy Sané yes adwuma no pepepe because name why den say Germany for be breaki Luxembourg for no a defensive line until Leroy Sané neje ball na because of the 1v1 ability obetime take you on obetime twon no a draw players around him no a create space edema Leroy Sané 2 goals almost saying that he was involved or ya says bako. Even go in Pokra one assist no on the pass ya a creative opportunity no Emma German national team to me share. So no who play about kwa or say give me the German national team a branch friend Leroy Sané ka ho and a Nick Voltamade. Ken 2 goals and no share. And then Voltamade a performance no or show a classic number 9 performance. Adia mi hu ni say Voltamade a combine physicality and skills and the link up with the teammates. And anytime we are no or drop a bet there, or to me link very well. And because physically no on ding or what. Or bet me use on the upper body strength no or rub box cinema or to me battle with Luxembourg 4 players no and to use physicality and the skill set no and the link up with the teammates with me 2 goals no. All his goals are no say no. Check his position and how we see play see ball no and how we see making sure so be move e dia kwese so enra ye hu German national team collectively na omo performance no e was so by the individual performance of Leroy Sané and Nick Voltamade esesa nyoma ni nyina de ma German national team ye hwe Monday omo game on bebo against Slovakia Germany win our qualify so enra 2-0 na e very important e de ma German national team ene ye wo Georgia and Spain. Already, so we check Spain a group now. Spain, 12 points. Ni games awa boni nyina no. Spain wini. Turkey 9 points. So akwa battle between Spain and Turkey. Was our group nim. Turkey Bulgaria. Bulgaria for ne nyade. Ente you most likely say Turkey be wini. Say Turkey wini a o move e dey about 12 points. Obaba benya the same number of points alongside Spain. No me nyina 12 points. So e important say Spain be winning game number against Georgia. Nyame aduma ene. And 4 games as Spain winning no. Obi no wait me the ball to Spain for attenim. Watch 15 goals out of 4 games no. So say team qualifies. No about 4 games we winning 4 ni nyina. Watch 15 goals on concede go a. E show say a team a yenim say Spain for ni pebo ni kura on pe control. And so we a team a we possession based oriented side a. E we say we possession no, we make sure say we dey dominate transitions ni nyina. Enti enfa won say Spain ebo bo a efe no say omo attack omo ye effective ana dene so betima hye Spain for because tem bia no omo na kura ball no enti Spain for na demonstrate actually a group nim say omo na the best side playing against Georgia miji two ye ka football anka Georgia and Ben Spain baby by football no asesa enti tem bia no you can never say never Spain ebe me see key players ni bi Lamine out Pedri out Rodri out Nico Williams out by enfa won say Spain be lose sa key players we nyina no obi enu obetima ka che me say without Lamine without Pedri without Rodri without Nico Williams Spain any material so obetima battle against Georgia. No disrespect to Georgia by players say available for selection De La Fuente betima use no on betima gina Georgia nim ekire ho most likely say Kukureya bebo Pedro Porro bebo Kubasi bebo sa players we capable so betima handle Kvaratskhelia ye nyina edi tum say sa wokọ Georgia national team player ni hu ewum Kvaratskhelia on hu game ni so obe ha adwen by Spain for defenders so betima handle Kvaratskhelia ami go di say omo cause major problem emfama Spain defense no without Pedri without Rodri won finfin ho no ebeye Zubimendi Fabian Ruiz Pena ana Merino sa three players we can omo ye capable so betima control game no e won finfin ho ediama Spain ade ba ko about Merino no last time na me ka asem bi say Merino or ye midfielder by a soul of a striker ye ka say midfielder bi wo a soul of a striker a midfielder owura opponent ne half nim bia na ability to score osoro and mostly players ni bi omutimi ko omani omutimi she goals bebrebe no ye ka so mo ye midfielder so mo a soul of a striker obeti say Jude Bellingham or joining attack how nim so obetimi influence am goals enu bi ana Merino wo obe operate as a midfielder but joining attack ko nanim uyusu na as a first number 9 obetimi am goals. That's the reason why omu group no de washe goals kese pa wom no Abrante friend Merino 6 goals. So Spain messy out key players no players omo available ni nyina no capable say ombetime win meko win the ama Spain ahead of a Georgia national team. Portugal ebo Armenia Ken Portugal Armenia di oye Portugal na atina home Armenia no obebo dra minim sebi mfaso ewu mijitu mu say Portugal nka se wasa by this time come qualify omo last 2 games e qualifies no ana aha Portugal omu 2-2 number ofie against Hungary ye be end game ni die Sobosla ye Portugal for no ana recently omu kwako lusu against Ireland no sa 2 games na ha Portugal nke so ma qualify dada omu senior player omu leader and omu top scorer Ronaldo ensi akan by Ken se Ronaldo ensi akan now ye Bruno Fernandes because Bruno Fernandes ever returning oye Vitinha oye Joao Neves oye Rafael Leao oye Joao Felix Gonzalo Ramos sa players when na Ronaldo nka ho na wokohia Armenia na wontimi nhia Armenia de a ene se World Cup ne hu hia se wo so woko enti again ba ko a me ha me ho kra anya analysis straight win e de ma team e friend say Portugal against Armenia game kese ba ko betodwa Italy ni Norway na ken ya asre sem say Norway were 21 points Italy were 18 points say Italy say Norway a omo nyina beba 21 points. So more points never tie. And based on FIFA qualification rules ni say points no the same goals difference na was here de goals difference no Norway plus 29 Italy plus 12 it means say was say Italy gatu so mo be Norway be 9 yes Norway for be 9 Norway bet me lose but this say Italy be 9.
Me asa FIFA rule no menti o masi. The goals difference na goals for no. Was a head to head na babe the third option. Goals for a second option.
Yeah.
And
goals difference
na second option. Goals difference na second option, okay. Yen na ye tire say ebo match.
Yes, you me number.
Playoff ball mu ye de o.
Anka yemfase atani enya
because can Italy ashe no 21. Monko ayinkobo match.
Okay, we so na so anyere ho anse goals.
Na man win a match.
So we nyina na kwaji tum se enyu su sa.
Na me kan ye mre wo but me hwese one day. Ma playoffs bebre ba de. No anra say na no say mo hwe Nigeria na yise na mo ni age. Mo hwe Gabon na yise na mo Congo na yise na mo fili. Eso mo ye bebre playoff. Ye tie pepe but I think say in overall, nobody deserve it. Almost deserve a change. Because Haaland here.
Enu akra na me ni kwaku di nkomo bi say, won say no way for nibo two top. Slaughterbeck. Abranti a your friend say Haaland. Ana Solot. Sa two players no her Solot ana Haaland. Share omo height.
Omo jeni mo.
Nti de ehia na say surprise ne beba. Surprise ne ba.
Omo bi mo kura kan, mo si Ronaldo ne Messi mo when they say do mo ko no we ni Slovenia.
No nkom Bobi.
No mo ko Bobi ho ne hwa de because Haaland de wa me yan say one de o de ne ko kroketwa kro betimi abo.
There you say on say Gattuso so be for national team in 5 games we winning nyina ho.
And the same qualification.
The akeka ko de.
How the same bra.
No way.
Say Haaland de Madrid di pa. Say Haaland Madrid di pa.
Oh good. Say was odropo pa ho. Odropo bejebo.
Yes. Say de ense ye omokeka na watibi. Say obobo na kakra ka ho. First part de na ay. Na coach so na ni coach so ye Pep so na kasa nko for ho nsema football de say mo pass obi abobi. So za na oba ko gina ni mu an na kafo. Na wa shego.
Say strike adwuma and so be go defender adwuma ne say who be defend the goalkeeper adwuma ne say ball ne ba obe
Then no do obi ko gina ni mo so ye false nine.
But say false nine. Say Messi de na. Na say Messi na ball ne betu no wani mo we go.
Okay. Young na play off there. Say omonye ya na mra mani beje ho pa.
Matches not do so players needs to rest.
Yeah, yes, subscribe
adding more?
Yeah, yes, subscribe. Yes, subscribe. You need the cancer.
Sir.
Omo bobo ni jisika na nenam say ball no do so. Na ya ye kotua ayi for monthly ni de. Say combo 2 days kran ko bia kwa.
Because you want good football.
Oh, and then
say a dose we bria games na enye de.
That is the here na say TV na mo so bobo so.
Na say
asema no okay. Me kotua subscription na 1 week bia me hwe one match. Masa nan say no na boy de ncha o bill, o light bill, ana hwe.
Ani de mom. Say no ye keka ko period bia on beton right ni the man Netflix money a de bedru level bi no. E bo no be ba form.
Never for
pay as you want to watch it.
Pay per view.
Of course, and it will get there very soon. Okay. Say we are say S. Say we are say S.
Adam mo TV licenses so GBC.
Kan wait here.
My TV sa from Onkrabrem TV licenses panyi bi tie Mrs. Ontwe bi da.
Came and say we there. Dio.
GBC for months mami.
Ankasa no say no. National TVs nankasa no mo bre enye Ghana nko ha.
Yeah.
Oh. Intino
Ukraine ko speed to.
Of course. Kemeda say na yendi komo kakra. Ken Perez with 78 years.
78.
Onya kwada. When you na Oyobio is very strong into say we say onamabonti you might think say he's young. Onya kwada. Say Ghana ha baby ni Africa baby anka na wo fast na mo kra ka kire ne se tinefie na yeso so ye enjoy o kakra. But this is a man we dedicate na brabo e dia man Real Madrid. Oye civil engineer. Perez o sika brutal. Adan a wo Spain's bebre no ano eyo no. But say o decide so be Real Madrid. We jai sanye mani nyina. And as say attention akwakodi Real Madrid so. But you know very well say eventually one day Perez will officially announce to us say we jai Real Madrid. Madrid will definitely have to move on. Santiago Bernabeu kra we jai ko. Perez will leave. The stories that Eba say ebia season ni ba na wie ye be company for ni bi so on train. Perez nankasa na say munim no a 2006 timer on one kasa buy a press conference say we jai Madrid. Now the time we soon you. Then the time was 2008 because they had voted for him 204. But Perez, let me say this here again. Perez, the first time on one case say a failure. Perez Ebano, I remember February 2000. And I yes, I interview say Lorenzo Sanz winning Champions League. But Madrid etoko so ya diomo ya no club ni begu because na Madrid they car 200 million euros as a 2000 early February 2000 the year 2000 and they cry 200 million euros settle saying but Madrid were winning the Champions League. And no more and no promises say or to abandon or the Luis Figo, but don't forget to say in 1995, Florentino Perez was standing for presidency. Ophelia young to Obama no up to Mendoza. Make somebody say some say Perez buy you know. I got 200 million euros. Wouldn't do a and remember Charles said Madrid for training grounds at Santiago Bernabeu etoye at the Madrid Ciudad Deportiva na ewo mainstream Madrid e kronu wan kasa I to say Kotoko e bia na o training grounds bi wo edum mamen kan say verse o training grounds bi wo edum Florentino Perez only sika onya dem because that time obaye waton Redondo waton Makelele waton Anelka sika bi eni was still na entimi survive sika no so mo kwaje ya bank for the air down. Do you know what he did? And yeah, let me use my brain. Me yeah, civil engineer, me name companies. Oko city council no say, yeah stadium no, ye per se ton de mamo. Sorry, yeah training grounds ye be ton de mamo. Inti ma menya example we to say, Kotoko, I want the stadium wo, and I say I want the training grounds e wo dum. Now oko came and say came mo beto. But on tia say oh, I to say how to folk ebia or training grounds be a was circle. Now oko AM for mumbeto. Inti okoton de Man City Council no 474 million euros. Tio, Madrid they cut 200 million. And okoton training grounds na they are 474 million euros. Or GC kano. And odibi kotia eka. And odibi kota asase obada babasho. And odibi edi ye Galacticos. It's Galacticos, you know. The main thing was the selling of Real Madrid for Santiago Bernabeu. Training picture or ye de mao mono otonye. And on the kota asase we chile say I will build a training grounds there. Eventually, I will be BA. So the main game changer was Sadiana Otonye no. Madrid for Quechira. Say I remember say why one of the nice places to see. And odi biskani because share yentua debt afeso so sikani bi susu ha yenfa upgrade stadium sikani bi ha yenfa kwaya bada babas now omo ye Sadia ni nyina wie na Madrid afei sikasam ekoyi babo ne boss so e ya dwen free so ana because 10 ani nyina the first phase or just one Champions League. Okay, wetimi ya Galacticos afei supporters na ni age ho ma Galacticos no yenfa de bi kakranka ho. Because Florentino Perez by the first phase, the problem he faced was that he was turning Real Madrid into more of a brand than a football club. See, supporters epe football no, supporters eche trophies. But Florentino Perez, the early stages, he was looking at Madrid for Deca, me perceive me Madrid for fee ekem, me perceive me Madrid doom pen so bia, among for because wow, Madrid for ewusika. Let me take you back. The year 2000. The year 2000, Ken, I'm taking you back. Kent, mami, revenue. Clubs are ne sika pa, enye sika from clubs. The year 2000. Ubong say less than a bar. Now, a Manchester United na a topi in terms of revenue. Manchester United. It's why clear debts they I was so catch up with Manchester United. And okay, say Galacticos bia star player bia no image right. Ya beji mu 50%. Zidane nko de ne de no auto 90% na the Madrid because Zidane de say wo hwe and now Google Zidane. Now is a sad time no ojake to akese bebria because auto 90% of the image at the Madrid for so no the same as Nisika. Can it social television is square? This is the year 2000 in terms of club revenue. Manchester United and a new Sika pa Sikeba club anymore. Who your man na Juventus. Diotoso miensa Bayern Munich. Diotoso enai AC Milan. Diotoso enum Real Madrid. When Florentino Perez was leaving in the year 2006, na Madrid na babaye number 1. So club are not no, but they were winning trophies. Sika sambe ye name of trophies some no supporters ni buefu no semester. What is the car? But we are okay. But trophies no so eh. Me ba choko tin komanda me ni odinas because makani ma me nu na de akyerɛw. Club na was financially stable. Say stable a ye benye sika ko top players. Ye ko top players as a players na my trophies. That is how the sequence of football works. But Florentino Perez complained say Lorenzo Sanz was looking at trophies. He was not looking at financially Real Madrid how sustainable ombeye. Ya to abane di amao. Waba Madrid fo enye sika bebre yet the Champions League wajiba akope. Supporters need the good no so. And on one kasa bet na press conference ase no say we jai djuma no. Pressure na no. When he returned, the main goal was to correct his wrongs that he did. So, mistakes ne esi ye no. Also about be correcting in 2009. Mistakes ne then he was looking at commercials, Brandon, and Yankofa, David Beckham, Umbra, Nyankoji, the Asian market, Beckham, buy a Ramadan, Asia, be a Sikau, the food Obano, Nanyasam Kitwa. But I say, in 2009, I want to combine the two. Because in the early stages, I was looking at finances. This time around, I'm looking at trophies and finances. Send back supporters, Nibeji. Minka and Toto Wasum. The second coming was just 6 Champions Leagues. On Brazil. In total, 7 Champions League for Florentino Perez. Santiago Bernabeu, if I'm not just 6. Watra ni boss, papa o feeling the power channel. Inti, the first coming no mistakes they see no. Wa correct ya manaya fe. Wa sanso upgrade stadium say stadium near modern stadium. Last week was say owie Santiago Bernabeu no respect papa ne de nebom on person be Santiago Bernabeu ni nyina free ho we Santiago efri ho Bernabeu ne de be keep nebom we want to add commercial aspect to the stadium ye copy sponsorship be near the abeka ho ebia Alliance announce company bidi ebia Alliance Bernabeu stadium announce ebia Lawson edin bia company bia obabia no de atoso we achieve we nyina ewie kai say every businessman, he needs to live on the right route. So Obejawa, it was so Ojawa say financially Madrid for is stable. In terms of the squad, we jaw future players on one kasa that you in service will say I have left Madrid with properties in terms of players, technical staff, BBR. This is where we are. I can't bear too little above 2 years. Na we read Jumano. And yamani yamunu. So peso jai CC, which me who the entire I was so jai CC, ebia, not nimpom, because on kwane dim. Senya sa, inka orie Jumana kama. The next president, obeja ni way because ebedru ono na Santiago Bernabeu do peso yebia wa yebi. That stadium, the legacy enye stadium. The legacy no, say you tutu form. MES says about 6 layers of pitches. It would take years for a club in Europe to do this. Sadia no. Me say among for Shabon saying, how Santiago Bernabeu is beautiful. Nemom esan sa papa no osisi adan otse anyama na sinte no. Ose ni stadium no okacha nkofo so omuntu stadium na senkofom obeye story emre bi ka kire say omuntu form no nipa na etitititi around Santiago Bernabeu. They complain. In fact, some of them go city council, some of them go courts. So I didn't know, you know. So when you that chibi, ebia na mo dan ni kure bubu because who to form bebria. Perez insisted. So you look at the stadium outside FA. Name of me, the biggest legacy, yes, sir. Layers of pitches, you know. Well, then come a person kabasa yibi. But I start because oh, mammy catch us and come bika cra.
You're a quick one.
That's Yami Shopper, so watch him crave. Hey, Ken. Story now we hear say Chelsea akota akora abi na enu nya me story na ma me ka sam kyerem ewiase enyia na wanyi bi entwen e ma wiase enyi nchen nkomo yi etrako football you say the best businessman is the person who what will happen in the next 5 years. Emrebi Benfica Ajax, Olympic Lyon, omone ko sa Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil, kofa players eba. No we be Chelsea ama Chelsea mu big. Say Chelsea wo ho. Enzo Fernandez, scouts no the report eba. No the ama Man City, no the Real Madrid, Enzo Fernandez or River Plate. Benfica for no akofa Enzo Fernandez 10 million. Obaya no call World Cup. Or call World Cup by 6 months per Chelsea to 121 million. Obi told the 10 million no. Within 6 months, what time Chelsea 121 million. We are Chelsea, Sebi. We are Totbolia. If you think about this situation, what would you do?
What have a call?
Okay. Feno Fatunche, Cucurella, Robert Sanchez, Moises Caicedo, Joao Pedro, now no Facundo Buonaneti, Graham Potter, and then the technical staff. In Kofoya Makenyi, Chelsea, it's about £300 million, and I'm a Brighton Hove Albion. Okay, who to Sugagua, then I'll be a some now can first one, and they also will find a solution. She Brighton for style of football no more. Okay. Players number bomb with any coaches. Chelsea try about £300 million at the Brighton. Okofa Paul Winstanley. Sanko for no top players at the Brighton Okofa. Neba Chelsea. Okofa neba Chelsea na Brighton for Okofa Sam Jewel say. Ombe replace Paul Winstanley. Omo for Sam Jewel na Chelsea asanso Okofa Sam Jewel ni bio. Oye. Or say Brighton model and say, young coffin quadanfi baby famra. Means now my own coffa de bianim bechiska. San coffono me jumamba wo Brighton make conform the about Chelsea. When we last month ye David Wire na honestly a penny pa na on a wasro ahead of Pongway Stanley Mono. Was our coffa no dinner about the buy and also Uncle Stragbook. See, Obi Juma of Brighton. Chelsea are convincing is only Brighton and cost book. Then I'm Chelsea here. Instead of we sitting down for you Brighton to go into those markets. Now what they are back, what they buy 1 year now my Tamsika said they are for. Say Chelsea, Brighton structure in our Tam they are about Chelsea in the stock book. So those people who were working for Brighton, scouting, bringing the best out, the best players, you know. Now Chelsea, rather, wakoto sa anko for no human resource. No se mumbe yes ejumane mame. Owie won say omosom koto club wo Brazil already or Strasbourg hodada. Inti say instead of more Benfica money at the more kofa no me Benfica o na oya middleman me you the frame. Say I am dealing directly with those clubs in Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, basically South America. It's now the bigger clubs are beginning to analyze their financial statements and they're like, why are we paying so much to these clubs? Because for a player from Ecuador, Brazil, na mitua 10 million. Na amfa me more kabia sao. But say I benefit. Into Chelsea say they are going to do the Brighton structure. Ombeto tobebre Strasbourg okwaha. Anya bia ototena. Mienu bi befa 8 no amfa obeton asanso enyi sika sa de akofa foforo de aba. That is a proper business. At Brighton they were just doing it for business, but Chelsea they are doing business and they are also chasing for trophies. Inti meka de esi so say wiase ne enyi onsa nansen ekane otwan obi kofa enema free amonane ba na wabeton de amount. Also wiase essa nowadays people are even buying directly from the warehouse. Have you seen that? Wiase enyi chase the world, and yes sir, the world will chase you out. Now the clubs are beginning to learn. City for Girona or Brazil Bahia clubs, they are expanding. Unse Afe, Benfica, Ajax, Omayemre. Get very well. Because they say Sako de BSC so na Chelsea force me power. Ajax force me power. I prefer Chelsea to Ajax. Eliminate those middle class. Eliminate the middlemen. That is how business we are gearing towards our angle. We are eliminating those people.
I know I thought any Chelsea and Omo I Palan. I'm more Renfrew say Omugu Santos with the Incomunto Munya Brazil, a Brazilian club Santos. Not just say your foul South America, no wako foul. Na wabe first Strasbourg, no waba. Well, I know you're dear channel. Brighton for Carlos Baliba. They say he's come up a boy cram the more from CC. You ever be doing come on Biggie? Na enema to say
Namia dum bibia boko boss.
Boss you come.
Kiram Mama Shasem from Free Spain. There are reports back from the Spanish media say Spanish national team coach De La Fuente akache player Fenese Ferran Torres say onu do obetunefo say onsiki playing time outside Barcelona and yes I bedu so monko World Cup no na onye fit oni match fitness nti anhwa obe yin in the squad ni na no na manfo bisa say papa na ba benya Barcelona hu tirimu kana because now no other in by about Barcelona players and what the Spanish national team camp. Now supporters ne complain say. So players in the national team camp no makwa kupra. Omu kupra no mo di abre Barcelona bo boko no. Omu kwa no makupra no mo di abre Barcelona bo boko no. Until there are certain players see are looking at the matches aka. Match ni muduro and Spain national team ni muduro no. Players we one more supporters in nyaya na nko national team camp. Your friend Lamine Yamal. Wow, the story in the brain. Say Lamine and Kashi and the Spanish authorities. National team in penny for no, technical team no, or camp. I feel Coco Drew on more realize it were pra. It is a source and go back. In penny for not being almost a Barcelona no mudia grobio money in your home. Until De La Fuente to watch us here all came. Send the signals with their Quaco to Bassa supporters because I don't catch any say. Players no more back company pressure show mobility said than the Omo. Eti yesrew oba camp ahwe ni so ye mayen. O ka che o mo se ommo obi a preferential treatment. Obetreat obi ape. But nsem na Barcelona for ne kan ye no. Na nkenya ni boni mu. Because other players no enya se Barca players ni nipa chen omo. But omo ye fit no omo ba. But yen ye players dey omo pra and omo free injury mu ba. Eti also nkwa obefa so manage omo because in as much as the Spanish national team here omo no yen so ye here omo. Eti hwo so ye mayen o so me hwe obi aso ye obetreat obi ape sa asem na twam akwakoda nchen sesia wa catch a player I friend Ferran Torres say onsiki playing time outside Barcelona na no na me bisa questions me ken questions are me bisa no ene say yen hwe Ferran Torres near her performance of Barcelona boboko nim last season or a player na onya stats emfa Barcelona 27 matches in the league no boy. Out of the 27 matches we league no or starting only 12. But the whole season no I shot 10 goals 66 times. 16 goal contribution daily from 27 matches I was starting 12 per. Ya boss season nevi ya ba be new season mo. Barcelona number 9 I will see a kind of Barcelona Robert Lewandowski enya available epra e ha no nye consistent. Ferran Torres ababa be gilem so far matches on my ball 11 games in the Spanish La Liga na kwadana ball. Emu 9 and I was starting. Was 5 goals and I was assist back. 6 goal contribution daily. If you have the numbers of the player, even though on your starter ewo Barcelona bobo ko ni mu a clearly akwada na kyerɛ sɛ abere bi a obenya kwan bia no o prove ne ho ewo Barcelona bobo ko ni mu reports ne eba nkyeremu ewo mu ne sɛ coach ni suro sɛ Robert Lewandowski aba no obe start, that is number 1. Number 2 sɛ kɔbasa Rafinha so ba na Rafinha beda the other flank, which is the left flank. Marcus Rashford nso so yebe pushing aba centrally into Abia. Now Robert Lewandowski shas ya. Marcus Rashford and beba be replace in case o film and I say days are one more because Osha Rashford nso numbers this season eye. Enu nti na ma coach ni suro e di ama Ferran Torres. Enye problem because obi abenya na nka the player we in good shape. Back in question na me bisa ne say the Spanish number 9 position e hwan na ebo. Mikel Oyarzabal. About the Spanish national team. Oyarzabal na ye di ne ho nkomo no ne club a osi akan oye starter. Last season, Oyarzabal ebo more than 33 matches in the Spanish La Liga. Can matches now obo ye ni nyina achi. O just 9 goals. Ferran Torres now onye starter. Wo catch and say on siki playing time in another club no. Ono e she goals de che Oyarzabal. E was Spanish La Liga ni last season. Yewura mu this season Oyarzabal na obo Spanish national team no oda so ejina the team ni mu a osi akan onka ne ho asem bia but Ferran Torres na on sign starter still e Barcelona bobo ko ni mu no as we speak matches are boy in the Spanish La Liga Oyarzabal about 12. He's a starter in his team. Ferran Torres is starter of Barcelona but kino no so matches are abo only Oyarzabal with the same number of goals 5-5. It is the only problem with Oyarzabal. Ne numbers now be friend na ba be Spanish national team wa die be inti na Ferran Torres and started with Barcelona na problem dey because at the end of the day Oyarzabal no ye starter woni team mu no onhye goals in chain Ferran Torres onye starter abro mu nyina mpo number 9 skin enu nti na me bisa say De La Fuente ya fa Barcelona bobo ko ni hu tirimu kana because bono so mu nyina bo the same position na striker adwuma goals there Oyarzabal emfa ho say o start enye better number 9 per the numbers enche Ferran Torres.
But I say Spain most important goal recently.
Spain national team most important goal recently.
No
creba di minim ni say
ene share on the J Cup no Edema Spain.
Di minim ni say national team no club football performance na different.
We no enye Nations League. Ne go no share enye Nations League ne league. Or share our final Euros final.
Any problem. But the minimum say national team
Portugal nkwa na aye bia say nipa no man fa na nyawe. Oi.
Is it Eda?
Oi.
Obi ani baby o.
Chese yo mo ya so mbeka so no na J Cup no mo.
One shot be our boy.
So, it's a club football performance in the call up into the national team. It is all performing at the club level. Now on your playing time umpo. Now who play and now fuse on your playing time yet on to me goes in China no. There now they converse the Spanish national team supporters and it's Spain for no. Say on only a better player than Ferran Torres. In the Ferran Torres and free Barcelona bobo konim and pay playing time and yari albefreno. To me, this doesn't make sense. Man and draw picture between Barcelona and Yasem Derby. Yes, M1 national team no. Okay, moving on. Liverpool. A player, I friend say Konate. Liverpool a man an ultimatum. Say, omo man akwa ko si January. Say Drew honum na on show any sign say contract no ba be sign and I say on sign ya. Omo be ton no. Ama na free Liverpool bobo ko nim. You say who repeat mistake more than once ah. Any mistake biom a deliberate action. Ultimately Liverpool be adwin. Liverpool had a player no be Liverpool bobo ko na bra no sa or rising through the ranks. Ebe one of the best players we say. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Quality right back. Liverpool need the contract home come they be back and forth. O munya botere mesan, munya botere mesan. No no isa kwada na fa ne ho adwene se ono ko Real Madrid. Enya de obesi akan dia ma Liverpool bobo ko ni biom. Liverpool nya botere ma kwada na thinking say we di oyeye dia. Eti ayet dan o be sign contract no. E wi ase no contract no wan sign. Na de she Liverpool twa o munsuru mu kwampo ni say o ko Spain o ko ye unveiling Spanish no ko kan ye no. E no mo say na chesa bra ye no udi contract on koma o ye back and forth nyina na wa ye wadwene say on sign but not all that because Spanish now kind of not just watch there check what boy was a Real Madrid bobo kurube kwa kusiakai. It is hard na see from a Trent Alexander-Arnold situation no. Liverpool in peso be repeatibium. It's Liverpool. I shall see our more planet. Pay players or more line or more up. Na baby replace your brand friend say Konate. Konate about Liverpool. Or Baba be paying the dues. There's a central defender here, the Mark Club. A brand na but Liverpool so say or tongue or some fast because at least now we call it into the foul. But the Liverpool platform also added the lots to a brand and one of the best central defenders and some shots yes and a performance na kwa bibi ho. But looking at the years of consistency, out there Liverpool, until for recent poor performance ka krano and fankasa brand the more demon so any. It is a Liverpool at Tenase hu. Say omu be hia quality no. Na emom omu twa mani kokosha ade bi esi mire bi atwam. What is Trent Alexander-Arnold there no. No omu decide so omu repeat sa mistake ni bi ma. Me ni Liverpool mpani for na ya 100%. Enya sa na campaign nu seba. Ababa be ka ho na another player or work quality omo baba be losing no. Again to Real Madrid possibly. Our man say nya kapreba mfem free there. Ma Liverpool ntina se masa ade ni nti because to so biem say ya dia then clearly enye mistake biom e ya dia wa sheda na menya sure say supporters no e dey mpani for no ho be che wo mo. Keep moving on. Okay, qualifies in a course now Europe. One of the players and the performance so many powers Nick Watermadi. Ken. Na Germany bobo ko na da hono na national team no. Emre bi atwam. Na open strikers omo modern mo so ani pa. Germany na one of the countries that omo produce strikers. Omo modern mo so ani wo wiase. Obenyo obi ti say Gerd Müller, the bomber. One of the best strikers of our big Gracie football. Go no obeshew. Enya to ani mu hon kwa dia fa 2 teams or the to net ni mu. Yebenya Rudy Voller, who also performed tremendously well. Edidi mu Ajajen Klinsmann by Oliver Bierhoff by. These were potent strikers. Eba go ni sha. Oya rest assured so mu gina ni mu hon kwa do metimi ama on numbers. Na bibia ko ye di ama. And then more after that era, Germany babenya Miroslav Klose. One of the prolific strikers. As we speak, on the German national team, no all-time top scorer. Clearly, it shared the level of the striking department of Germany at the core. World Cup, I near Brad Bia di home komoi 2026 be Barcelona adi nyina. Open striker watch goals our World Cup ni mupa Miroslav Klose. He was a German, and I say he's a German. And clearly, Germany minor baba be your mind bia. A best strikers I am for more. No more your Maya omu producing one of the best we are saying. But in recent times, again I had think the amount of German national team to mubenya number 9 or ye potent. Ni hu. Onim goes and shot to say diya me bubo ye. No wajino mo ni mo no washa dia mo. Enti at a point. Now you force the Mario Godzimu nyina about the first number 9 role. Just because na Pep Guardiola chance ya o using the Sao Bayern Munich. It's the German national team mpani for no. And so tribe e de hweye. Marco Rossonom, other players are only number 9, so I'll GDA baby womb. But yesterday, the Omujina position, this or more, and from the German national team. Because I had ding, so will be a typical number 9, our man numbers. At the team 2022-2023 season, and a Nicholas Fulkrug, the top scorer in the Bundesliga. And Omunya GDA say, after all these years, Yababa Benya number 9 will be to me a boy. Gideon you ko sheni or switch from the Bundesliga bar Premier League ni no ebesi akaima West Ham 4 o'clock banner or buy and anko ye injuries behano performance na tiako inconsistencies na abem am who the best from Nicholas Fulkrug and also so atiako akoda. Now Votamadi steps up. Last season open Bundesliga strikers are no more ya de pa per goals mo Votamadi din fanka ho because who go ticket room Benjamin Sesko, these were players who had numbers in the Bundesliga. A child striker, friend is Watermadi. He scored only 12 goals. But Newcastle will a striker. I didn't know replace Alexander Isak or no money Torres, so no fan by. Or bar Premier League. He's played 8 matches for Newcastle over 4 goals. Clearly, it is a very good mark for a striker. Aside, the German national team qualifies no more, but Ken Brandt and Abomako 5. 5 no washa 3 goals and 1 assist back. 4 goal contribution for the German national team. Now 3 now washa the woman say the last 2 games are Germany abo. Say no push Germany e de o mato soro. Na de o qualify akwa World Cup. Ah ye kwa 2026 ah. Na ya Nick Votamadi insano. Because the 3 goals in Nigeria. But from the last 2 games our body ama the German national team. The last time they played against Northern Ireland, omo win 1-0. Onu na share sa goal, the only goal for the German national team. And we mu ya dia no mu pe goals. 2 goals and no mu here against Luxembourg. Onu na standing to the test onya 2 goals no. And the German national team. And Gideon Shasi Abasa finally looking at the exploits our Premier League especially. Any baller all body the German national team no. Ebiana after so many years Oma Baba Benya a replacement in the striking department. A typical number 9. Oh, bet me am numbers are Miroslav Klose and so Edinburgh or money be. And Mijidi said looking at the scoring frequency of the player. Anyhow all body consistency in a woman. Say or to also say yeah. Now over solve the number 9 problem for the German national team Ken.
Nick Mutmada. Striker chin. Nice person. Or striker pa. Ghana me be share Germany. Me be the Portugal bebo. I say money no mabo you World Cup and I say US say your mo.
Kenya new opponent be animu odin.
I say Argentina mo you say fa sale no. Argentina so le mo no mo so enu mbobi. Woko World Cup just so there be our book.
Uhia kese for
Portugal say enu maba. Nti say you fa country for no mo say no France and co group da. Ya na England and co group da. Ya Argentina and co group da yes sir. Okay. Tanaka enra na me bisa mo Japan for ntete. Na Japan for no dey say the way you see tete omo even so omo the rough football ngina mu. Once omo the stadium cleaning the chassis.
Yes.
A woman major tournament ya bo we are no more cleaning stadiums in Sadia. So we be pro bi na ne niema o ye wo pitch no so no kire say ntete any different.
Sure and
Kopeliano ho, ko ni coach ho.
Yeah. And now Otuado Crabo na ba.
Unse no Otuado e no one. Wasn't so Otuado unse no Otuado so European na. European dey so no Europe for no mu sa niema we no be fa na say esi awie nti. Basuru si ban ho na hwe boy no say we see but football enyo no one said I say all pro bi. Tanaka Ghana for you Filupa you feel
he showed an act of sportsmanship.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. You proud ye. Enya ba ya na football omo meja pitch no so nyina no obi abamabu. Football ye emfa ho. Se ball na ekoso no obi na mbu a obi o pitch no so bia. Let's just say abambu ai aba. Enti mo na wo hwe bi no na hadrin. Enti Francis Abu menim say wakodu France.
That's no hospital.
That's so hospital.
If you said the best place to cry in Japan.
Yeah, for the 9.
The 9 Japan is the very simple cry. So at least me sure say Tulu would want to look at him, but kakra munya butcher.
Nanko on Japan work kakra.
Be there for a week, be na pains in the back for man, then he can travel.
Wow. Francis Abu on the Damachi or be defending the nation and Okupra. You be so kakai na said you kind of pabom na be kama be go prano career threaten said do doing as can no yes sir we no di wan gra when ya you kra wan no me bobo no o me bobo no bi ye fa ni